Okay, in this video I'm going to show you some advanced techniques in spinning and some tips also. So I backed it up all the way to where I spun it on the sentence level, as you can see here. I took out all the words and phrases and it's just on the sentence level. Now the reason why I order 500 word articles is because some networks, some article directories, you can't post anything less than 400. That's why I ordered 500, because of this technique right here. What I'm gonna do, okay, this is on the sentence level, but I'm not done yet. On the very last, I don't know what terminology to use, but on the very last syntax, I'm going to add another pipe so that one of the variations in the last sentence is going to be a space. Now this is just one paragraph, but imagine if I added the whole article. The first paragraph I'll keep the same. The middle paragraphs I'll add that last syntax, that bar, that pipe right there, so that one of the variations is empty, or so it changes the word count, it changes the paragraph count, not paragraph count, but you know, the words in the paragraph, so that Google doesn't recognize it as similar articles. That's important. You have to recognize that. Google is becoming smarter, and you know, I'm not saying the sky is falling, but you know, they operate on algorithms, and one of the algorithms that's been mentioned in the popular SEO blogs is that they recognize word numbers, or numbers of words and sentences. You could also do it with paragraphs depending on the type of article you use, but that pipe right there, one of the variations will actually take away a sentence, so you only have a 3-sentence paragraph. Now the way the English paragraphs are written is it still makes sense, and when somebody looks at it, like if you're posting to Web 2.0s, like, you know, they just skim through it, and you know, it's not spun garbage. It still makes sense because of the way the English language is structured. Okay, so that's one of the tips. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going back to my article. Now here's the extra titles. Like I said, you could order, and you could just spin these titles, similar to how I showed you before. And you don't have to order extra titles, but it just saves me time, and it's not a bad deal for $2. But to some that may be expensive, but you know, it's up to you. And here, right here, is the resource box. Remember, in the last video I put anchor text into the article itself, so you have to remember whatever you're using it for. Some doesn't take anchor text or hyperlinks in the article. You need it in the resource box, so you have to keep that in mind. You can't add hypertext, hyperlinks, depending on where you submit your article to. So if you're using it for article directories, then you simply just gotta spin your resource box there. Now, as you could tell, you know, I'm not a wordsmith. This is just an example so you could see what I'm trying to do or get at. So there you have, here it is. This is the resource box, and I'm spinning it at the sentence level or resource level, resource box level, whatever you want to call it. And you could highlight and then add your anchor text right there, and that's how you do resource box. I just wanted to show you that so that you're not using the same resource or hyperlinks in the same resource box, because Google could pick up on that also. And that's how you change up your anchor text variations easily. And remember, in the last video I showed you how to include the variations within the article, but not every place that you submit articles to accepts hyperlinks in the articles. So you have to remember that. So, okay, what else? So that's the resource box. It's very simple. What else do I have? See, I'm uploading or I'm rendering my videos now, but what else? I should have planned this out better. I'm just going off the top of my head. The best spinner, like I said before, I use that to also spin my URLs and stuff, and it's pretty easy. But I use Spin Rewriter because it just offers greater one-click rewriting or spinning. But you have to spin it manually once in a while so that the software could pick up on your favorites and everybody else's favorites, and it continues to learn. This is not the same type of coding that the best spinner uses. That's just simple replacing. This is actually trying to understand the article. It's not going to be perfect, of course, but you need to input your data to help the system, and I encourage you to, so that when you do. And I'm noticing it getting better also when I do the one-click rewriting instead of manually going through it, that it does make sense, and more importantly, it's less grammatical errors. So that's why I promote Spin Rewriter. Now you could go and scrape content and whatever, but that's just not how I work. And I've been seeing success using this method, so I'm not gonna scrape stuff anymore, because I've noticed that the recent Panda stuff has knocked some of my keywords down, and now that's why I no longer scrape content or use stuff that's not human readable. And Spin Rewriter offers readable stuff, and it's still not perfect, but it's going to be better than scrape content. And if scrape content is working for you, that's fine, but I'm operating based on my results, based on my data sets, and my data sets are telling me that scrape content is garbage, and even spun stuff is garbage. That's why you have to go the extra step to make sure you do the sentence variations, you do the paragraph variations, and so that Google will actually give it credit for your efforts. Now, there's something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't off the top of my head. So I'll just end it here. Remember, some places you submit to will allow you to add the hyperlinks in the article. What I showed you in the second video was just that. But you could take that technique and just use it on the resource box. Make sure you use spun titles. That's the most important thing, because think about it, is Google going to add the same titles, especially in product review sites, in the first page of Google? No, they want variations, and that's what the latest Panda did to my existing sites, was that the titles wasn't spun that well, especially for the Amazon review stuff. There's millions of not millions, but a lot of scraped Amazon review sites, and it's just changing the title itself will help, even if you're using scrape content or duplicate content. Just changing the article is very, very important. So just want to make sure you guys remember that. There's another trick that I wanted to show you. If I can remember it, I'll post another video, but that's it for now. Thanks.